it's Brittany from Empurrium. Welcome back to my channel. I've got Donut. Today we're going to make a steering wheel cover. It is a pattern from the Empurrium. That's me. I released it on the 12th anniversary of my business this year on January 11th. You can buy the pattern on my website, and the supplies you need are linked in the description. I've used a knit with 4-way stretch. It's cotton lycra. It is padded with fusible fleece, so it's a little bit padded. It's comfy. It has elastic, so you just need those materials: a rotary cutter, a ruler, and an ironing board. I think that's about it. Maybe you can use a safety pin or a drawstring threader, and I'll link everything in the description. It fits standard steering wheels. If you have an abnormally large or small steering wheel, you will need to adjust it, but I have sold hundreds of them on my website, and I've never had anyone tell me it didn't fit. Sorry, it's a little hot in here. Hold on, Donut. So anyways, let's get sewing. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so to start, you're going to need your piece of fusible fleece, your piece of knit fabric, 4-way stretch is best, your 2 pieces of elastic, and then you can either use safety pins or one of these like drawstring threaders. I do like these. So what I'm going to show you first is a little tip trick, whatever you will call it, for cutting and fusing. This piece I have cut the length required, but a little extra on the ends. I find it is helpful when you fuse it. And then what I'm going to show you is I actually prefer not to cut my piece of knit. I will just go ahead and fuse this to it first and then trim around. It's something I like, so if it helps someone else, then that is awesome. Okay, so for fusing them together, you're going to want to have water in your iron. You do need steam for the fusible fleece. So I just lay that piece out, and if you already cut, you're going to want to overlap. So I cut it long enough that I have extra overlap on each side. And the reason I did that is so I can trim it down later. You definitely want to have a little extra. So what I like to do is I like to butt my ruler up directly to my fleece and then line up at that 1/2 inch mark. Something in my office just fell behind me. And then I slide it away. So once it's in the right spot, I will start adhering it. And then I will just continue taking my ruler down the side, or down the whole edge, until that's all done. And okay, so this rolled a little. I'll make sure that's unrolled and press that spot down. Okay, so then what I'll do is I will trim this off at the correct amount that's in the pattern, and you should have even overhang on the sides. But because it is tricky to get it to line up right, what I actually like to do is, and you don't need a ruler for this one as long as you have it overhanging enough, I'll just lay this down, and then, okay, this is like a 3-yard cut, so there's a lot of fabric here. Okay, so what you'll do is you'll line it up as best you can. And sometimes with knit on the edge, it's just so rolly, so I like to just overhang it extra too, so that basically I can like get rid of that, if you will. Okay. So I'll make sure I'm going to have enough overhang on all sides. and make sure it's smooth all the way across. And you can kind of, if you have a print that like you want to try to keep straight, you can use your fingers to feel where that's at. And then you don't have to slide the ruler for this one. You're just going to iron the whole thing down. I've really been thinking about making a new ironing board cover because mine looks so bad. Please do not judge me for that. I don't know what happened. I've had it a long time. I need to find like a print that I love the most. Okay. Once you think you've got that on there real good, you want to make sure there's no wrinkles. You're going to move it to the cutting table, and you're going to take your ruler and go all the way around to make it the size in the pattern. I'm sorry I don't want to give measurements out because you gotta buy the pattern. It's how it is for any other designer, so even though it's my own pattern, I feel the same. But you're going to go around, line it up, trim the extras off, and then what I like to do also, because sometimes the corners aren't down, I'll bring it back to the ironing board and fuse it just one more time. Okay, so this is where we will do all the sewing. All of the seam allowances are in the pattern. So you're going to take short ends and match them up right sides together. So you'll have a loop. And you can clip or pin however much you need to. I don't do that at all on this pattern. So you're going to want to make sure that your fusible fleece is lining up. I do a 2.5 by 2.5 zigzag stitch. So you do want to be on the fusible fleece, at least a majority of it, so it doesn't all stretch apart. And then you're gonna flip it wrong sides together. I just realized I have white thread in my top, but I want to use pink. I'm gonna change that real quick here. I will say I absolutely love my industrial machines, but I do love that the domestic just threads itself right there. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is where your seam is, you're gonna go about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch out. You're gonna fold this in, and if you wanted to use a woven, you would need to cut it wider so that you could fold it in twice, because we leave the raw edge here. The knit cotton lycra, it does not fray, so you can leave it raw, but we're gonna line this up here. You want to be close to the edge, and we're gonna give it a back stitch, and then we're gonna sew all the way around. So you're just gonna keep going. Like I said, you could go around and clip the whole way if you wanted to. I find it's well enough for me to just keep going and flipping as I go. So when I was cutting it and I was talking about the edge that rolls real bad, it will be harder to do this part if you're using the edge that rolls a ton. So that's why I like to cut it off. And keep in mind too, you're going to want to keep your seam allowance out far enough that you can get your safety pin or your drawstring threader through the edges enough. So like if you're sewing right up against the edge, you're not going to have this channel to go through. So I'm just going all the way. Once you get to the end, you want to stop about the same distance away from the seam and backstitch. And then you've got your first side done. And then I'll go ahead and speed up the next side. Okay, once we get to this edge again, or stopping point, we're going to backstitch once again. I like to keep my threads trimmed as I go, and I had actually run out of bobbin. I don't know if anyone caught that, but I had to make a new one and start over. Okay, so now we're going to thread, or run our elastic through that channel we made. I like using this drawstring threader, and I'll link it in the comments, but I put it through first. If you are making the patchwork one, it is a little bit difficult because you're gonna have seams and they're kind of hard to get through. I think I have figured out a way to make it easier. I just gotta try it, and then I'll probably put out an update to the pattern when I do that. It's doable, it's just not the easiest. Okay. So I'm just threading this through, making sure that I don't put the entire thing in it. If you're using a safety pin, you'll just clip the safety pin on the end of the elastic and run it through, and you're going to want to make sure that the end of your elastic does not go inside, or you will have to start over. Okay, so once you get there, what I like to do with the elastic is I go through this bottom one, back through this top one, and then it stays pretty well. So you're going to want to make sure you hold the end of your elastic. I like to hold these together here. And you're just going to work on pulling the threader out while also making sure the elastic doesn't come out. So it is a little awkward, but I do like using this more than the safety pins. Okay, so we've almost got that. Definitely make sure you're holding your elastic, or you gotta start over. Alright, so then once you've got that out, you're gonna match up your elastic and then sew right here. Make sure you backstitch a couple of times. You don't want this to come apart. I have had that happen. You gotta take it all apart. So there that is. And then you can just give it a stretch. I don't like my seam to be right there. I like it to move inside of there some more. So just a preference. And then we'll do the other side. I'll speed it up. Okay, so I had to record that twice because I let go of the elastic. Something I noticed while I was doing this is for the first time. It says this end first. Probably be easier because that end's pointed. I'll have to try it. Oh, jeez. Alright, so back stitching this again. And then I like to do like this, where I rotate it around, and then I'm gonna flip it so that it's right side out. And then what we're gonna do is, where we left our opening, we're gonna make sure that the seam is folded open, and then you're gonna fold that over, kind of use your hand to keep it taut, and back stitch at the start and stop, and just sew this down. If you happen to sew over your elastic at this spot, it's okay. It's not the end of the world because it's just one spot. You wouldn't be able to sew the elastic down on the whole thing because then it wouldn't stretch. But just a spot is fine. Okay, and then repeat that to the other side. Again, making sure your seam is open so that it lays flatter. And then there you go. You got your steering wheel cover, also known by people at my shows as a giant scrunchie. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. The pattern is again linked in the video, and it is my own pattern. And then I'll link supplies also below. If you haven't subscribed, I would absolutely love if you did. And have a great day. Thank you.